If you are at a stage in your life where you have to make a career choice, and if the horizon of choices that you have includes Masters in Social Work or MSW, or if you are running a college or a school offering Masters in Social Work or MSW, you should be watching this video. Before I present this video, I want to define what is social work. Basically, as the phrase says, it's work addressing the social issues in the community. We have a lot of social issues. For example, alcoholism, child sexual abuse, child marriage, all these are social problems. So, anything that addresses these social problems is called as social work, and the individual who addresses these issues in the community is called as social worker. Having said that, I want to take you into the real meaty part of the video to tell you why you should choose this course if you are an aspirant thinking about MSW. Now, there are three things I want to present to you to see if you have the appetite and attitude within you to choose if you want to study MSW or not. Likewise, the colleges and schools that are offering MSW ought to evaluate if your students have these three qualities within them. The first quality, ability to be able to address the social problems through for-profit model. What I mean is, you are seeing a social problem and choosing to address this social problem by incorporating market dynamics. What I mean is this, again, building a business to address social problems. In short, you have to look within to see, do you have the appetite to be a social entrepreneur? If I may use one good example of a social problem and how it is being tackled today, let's look at climate change. It's a huge problem, not just within India, not just in any one particular part of the geography of the world. The entire world is being affected because of climate change. There's one individual who is making a significant contribution to this area using market dynamics by building businesses. That is none other than Elon Musk. Look at this guy. He's just an ordinary individual. He comes to the United States to pursue education and he became very interested. So he built little businesses. Now he has reached a business where he solely concentrates on electric cars called Tesla. He has solar company called Solar City. He's building a battery company called Powerwall. The entire gamut of products and services that caters to the renewable energy, he is in it. You may have read it that just about a month ago, he became the world's richest individual. Social issues addressed through market dynamics can make rich profits. Why I suggest this is this. If you can be successful addressing the social problems through market dynamics, it is sustainable and it is scalable. But not all the social problems can be addressed through the for-profit model. And that is when my second point comes in. If you have the ability to address social issues by starting a non-profit organization, that would be the evaluation that you have to look within to see if you have that appetite and attitude to be an activist to start a non-profit organization. If I may give you a good example of solving social issues through a non-profit, look at Childline India Foundation. Childline India Foundation is an organization that runs Childline operations in partnership with the Ministry of Women and Child Development. But do you know who started it? Just one person. She was pursuing MSW at Tata Institute of Social Sciences in Mumbai. And she happened to see these homeless kids just running around the platforms. She gathered them all up and she started working slowly, one by one, one by one, one by one. It went from her locality to the city of Mumbai to few cities in Maharashtra and then the state of Maharashtra. Today, Childline has been embraced by the government of India, funded by hundreds and thousands of crores to implement this program throughout the country. That's the non-profit model. I am looking to ask you if you have that kind of appetite to be able to solve social problems. Basically, you have to collect data. You have to prove your point to say this intervention solves this problem and take the data to the government. That is what the founder of Childline India Foundation did. And government will be with you if your data is solid, if your data is addressing a very strong social issues. And the third aspect that I would like for you to have is to see if you have the ability to be able to raise the resources to do these two kinds of models of work. Whether it is for profit or non-profit, you do need resources of various kinds. Human resources, financial resources, all kinds of resources you need. If you don't have that wherewithal to do that, then you will not be able to succeed. Even if you don't have this third skill, you can hire somebody to be able to do this. But if you have it, it's even better. So, if you are a student aspiring to be an MSW graduate or trying to get into MSW, or if you're offering MSW course, please look at these three aspects. Do you have the appetite to solve social problems using for-profit model? Second, do you have the activist kind of an attitude within you to solve social problems through non-profit model? And to be able to do these two kinds of work, do you have the ability to be able to raise resources? Now, I want to give you an assignment. I want to give you a social problem and see for yourself if you can address this social problem using the two models that I have presented to you, and if you can raise the resources using one of these models to address the social issue that I am going to be presenting to you. I am an adoption advocate, and there are about 3,000 to 4,000 adoptions take place every year within India and from India. When I say from India, Indian children get adopted by foreign parents. But if you look at the data carefully, most of the children that get adopted abroad are children with special needs. One of the three fundamental principles of adoption says this: every child ought to be tried to be placed in adoption within his or her socio-cultural milieu. These are Indian children and this is their socio-cultural milieu. But unfortunately, in a country of more than 1 billion people, we cannot find homes to place these children within India. To me, that is a violation of one of the fundamental principles of adoption, and this is also violation of the child's right to be placed in adoption within his or her socio-cultural milieu. Now, I want to ask you, can you use one of these two models that I just presented to you? Build a solution. I'm just giving you this assignment to evaluate for yourself, to decide whether this course is the right course for you. Because as you move forward, these are the kind of social issues that you will have to be dealing with. If you can deal with them and if you can address them correctly, you will do well. That is all the video I have for today. If you enjoyed it, give me a like, share it, comment on it. Till we meet again. Goodbye.